Nothing feels the same anymore. Everything feels different. It's a very popular internet conversation that's going on right now, and I absolutely feel it. Who doesn't right now? It's crisis after crisis. You just feel that looming monster always above us, that kind of just foreboding threat that never goes away. Can't really enjoy any kind of escape, any kind of film, any kind of hobby or celebration. Don't do Christmas, don't do birthdays, holidays are kind of hollow these days. We all just feel it, that menace, that kind of threat that's always there. And where did it come from? It's interesting watching everybody else talk about this because, as a conspiracy theorist, the answer is plain for me. It was the COVID hoax. We were attacked by the system that was meant to protect us. The news, the police, the politicians, the science. It was all there to protect us. But during 2020, it attacked us, lied to us. And we're living through the aftermath now. I mean, like I say, everybody else they're acknowledging COVID, but they're not giving it its proper condemnation. They're saying like, oh yeah, the measures were quite rough and, it kind of like had an impact on our brain. Yeah, it did. The same kind of impact as an abusive household will have on your brain. You might not realize it, but your body does. So let's unpack this, because I think the answer is very clear. We were attacked. We were lied to. We were misled into taking a dangerous vaccine that clearly wasn't safe and effective. It was dangerous and ineffective. A lot of people will say COVID was exaggerated. I think it was a complete lie, which is the ultimate conspiracy theory. I've noticed you're allowed to criticise the COVID measures so long as you say COVID was real. It's one of those weird kind of lubricant that you need to pay the ferryman. You've got to acknowledge the lie a little bit to be able to criticise it. Happens with a lot of other things too. Like you're allowed to criticise the response on 9/11 so long as you say that whoever it was. I don't even remember who it was now, but basically the Fall Guys hijackers. If you say they were there, you're allowed to criticise it. So as long as you acknowledge the lie, you're allowed to criticise it. But I don't acknowledge either lie. I think COVID was fake and the vaccine was dangerous. And I think we're all realising that now. So this whole, why doesn't anything feel like the same? It's almost like we were stood in a friend group on a night out and somebody headbutted us. Whoa! And our nose is bleeding and nobody else cares. I'll just carry on, let's have the night out, it's going to be mid, yay! And it's like, did I imagine that? Like, did I imagine all that everything that we went through in the 2020s and stuff like that, and this complete betrayal of the system? But the analogy I use is, because, people still aren't awake, and I think that's what this feeling is. People are starting to wake up, but they don't really want to admit it. So the analogy I use, and I've been using it for years, is basically we're on a cruise ship, and we're all having a good time, as like playing games, having a drink, having a cocktail, having a swim, being cruise line of life and all that kind of stuff. And I see a lion kill somebody in the next room, and I go, oh my God, there's a lion, it's killing people. Oh, whoa. And everyone turns around and they don't see it. I saw it, but they didn't see it. Somebody just died in the other room. And the people don't want to spoil the holiday. The staff are like, oh, we'll just sweep it under the rug and all that kind of stuff. And everybody still have a good time. So everybody still has a good time. They still do cruise liner stuff. But I'm telling everybody, there's a lion on this ship. And it's going to kill us. Shut up, man, you're spoiling cruise time. And over time, I'm telling everybody that the bodies are piling. There's like big claw marks across people's chests. Big lion chunks out of people's heads. And there's, the odd bit of mane flapping but everyone, no, let's have a great time. Let's keep partying. And I'm like, guys, there's really a lion here, man. Come on. And nobody wants to hear it. And eventually, enough time passes. Let's say like 6 years. And 6 years passes. And I'm like, yeah, I kind of miss having a life. Kind of miss having just like a regular friend group. I miss being invited to like funerals where I don't say it was the COVID that killed him and the vaccine and all that kind of stuff. But definitely COVID didn't kill him, the vaccine did. But I miss not being in society because I'm always blaming that. So I was like, you know what? I'll take a step back on the line thing. I'll go and play pool with the guys. I'll go on the karaoke machine. I promise I won't bring up the line. And then you notice this. in the eyes of everybody. I'm loving angels instead. They all know the lion's there. They've seen it. They admit it. The body knows it's there. Everybody knows the lion's there. And that's the panic. That's the panic everybody's feeling right now. Yes, the cost of living crisis, the wages not moving and everything else getting more expensive, energy bills, all this kind of stuff, never-ending wars, news that lies to you, everything. Yes, all of that has an impact. Social media, the male loneliness, female loneliness crisis, all this kind of stuff. Yes, definitely. All part of the same agenda to absolutely break us. And for whatever comes next, their solution that they want us to accept, break us, make us miserable, despairing, and then they'll say, well, we'll promise we'll stop abusing you if you just take our fix. And we'll go, yes, thank God, please make it stop. That's what I think's happening. So this conversation of why doesn't anything feel the same? Another analogy is like, you ever play Final Fantasy VII? Well, basically, the battle music comes on. You'll be running through a field, having a good old time, exploring things, getting treasure. Then all of a sudden it'll be you go, oh, I'm in a battle mode. Look, there's no enemy. I'll just keep running. There's my treasure. And then you go to like the village, and you say you can't save your game because there's an enemy nearby. And then you go and talk to some nice. You do like a little mini game. That's what we're feeling right now. We realised that there's a giant global monster. We saw it with its hand in the cookie jar during the 2020s and onwards. It used our own state to attack us. The thing that's meant to protect us from enemies, foreign and domestic, was used to attack us. It lied to us. It misled us. And then, you've got like the army, the police, and the RAF, and the Navy. The Navy aren't doing anything right now with all of these boats coming across. The RAF isn't doing anything right now with all of the sky spraying. So they're either powerless, don't care to stop it, or they're the ones doing it. All three scenarios are terrifying. But it's that feeling that the system is turned on us. This giant dependency that we've got on the state. These guys who were meant to be protecting us from, let's bring up, let's say all the keywords, the Epstein stuff as well. Who's meant to be protecting us from the Epstein types? Isn't it the police? Isn't it MI5? Isn't it the judiciary? Look at them covering it up, man! What the fuck? And that's it. The system is hostile. That's it. That's why nothing feels the same anymore. Because we're aware of that. In our bodies, it just knows we're in danger. We can't trust these guys anymore. So what are we going to trust? Everything we put our trust in is working against us. So, there's the follow-up to that little story. People really like pleasure. People really like the cruise life. And they don't want to let it go. They don't want to go to people mode again. They don't want to come together and be like, yes, we're in crisis. We need to do something about this. To acknowledge it's there, to acknowledge this problem's there, forces you to do something about it. I do stuff like this, the videos and the artwork that I do and the protests that I did back in 2021, 2022 and all that kind of stuff. I've never stopped because this is what you have to do it. You can't go back to sleep once you see it. And a lot of the 99% are so addicted to their comfortable life that don't want to, no, I can't. I don't want to let it go. And that's what it is. Like, that's that feeling. It's like, I just want to go to work, pay me taxes, be a good guy, and spend me money. That's all I want to do. And that used to be enough. That used to be all the system demanded of you. But now it demands a lot more. You need to take your injections. You need to watch your carbon footprint. You need to live on subsistence living. You need to struggle. You need to choose between heating and eating. You need to be demoralized. It's good that you're feeling dissatisfied because this is when you wake up. So good news is coming. This isn't going to be a doom and gloom video. This is a things are about to get better video. Because even if it isn't all the way to people fixing things, it will lead to the system panicking and giving us concessions, like it did when the nurses did that 100k Nurses United thing with the blue hoodies. That's when the system panicked. And the system went, they're about to form their own health service. Oh shit. And that's when they pulled the plug on the COVID thing. Like, hey everybody, Freedom Day, everything's fine. Go back to work, have your friends. Oh shit, that didn't really work, did it? But we're there on the night out after being headbutted off somebody, like, isn't somebody going to do something about that?